Right, so here it is on the bike. Here's the little board that controls it, just MOSFET, some series resistors and a 555. I've just got back actually and modified this because it was way too hot. So I originally had these two 10 ohm resistors in parallel for 5 ohm. Well, about 10 volts gets dropped across the 3 LEDs, so that left about 4.5 volts across a 5 ohm resistor, so about 900 milliamps or so. So quick burst, 900 milliamps at 10 volts, probably putting about 9 watts or so, so about 3 watts into each LED, actually running about 150% power, but it was only for 35 milliseconds. Well, it was bright, it was blindly bright. I was coming back from my mate's house, he lives out in the middle of nowhere, and I was a mile up the road and I could still see the signs. He lives near a junction, I could still see the signs at the junction in my mirror, and all the way home all I could see going down the long dark roads was this big bright red flash behind me. So I've took the two 10 ohm resistors and put them in series now, so instead of 5 ohm it's 20 ohm. So that would have dropped the current down to 1/4 what it was. You got to remember, because the voltage across the LEDs is fairly constant. So instead of about 900 milliamps, it's now going to be about 225. Would that be 450? Yeah, about 225 milliamps. So that would be 1/4 of the power it was on before. Because again, voltage is constant, so it's just voltage times current. So that would make it about I don't know, what's 1/4 of 9? Half is 4.5 in it. Was it 2.25 then, so about 2.25 watts. And it was still way too bright. So I put an extra resistor here, it's parallel now, so instead of it being on for about 35 milliseconds, it's now on for about 18. So again, that then half the on time, half the power again. So it's now, when they shine, although it's still like 2.25 watts, it's only on for half the amount of time. So your perceived light output would be the same as if you was running it at 1 1/8 watts for the same amount of time. Obviously persistence of vision and stuff. So anyway, yeah, I'm happy with that. It was stupidly blind before, now it's just a good brightness light. Although, saying that, coming back through town, I still had someone sit about 3 foot off my back end. How, I do not know, because this is just immensely blinding as it was. So yeah, my intention isn't to go and blind people, it's just simply to make a nice bright marker light, which I have done. So nothing fancy here, it's literally just a sandwich bag. I've shoved this in, it goes down in here, and I just taped it up. It makes it waterproof, stops it shorting out. This is all plastic anyway, so it's a fairly simple circuit. A bit of moisture won't really hurt it. So yeah, timing caps, two microfarad capacitors in parallel, or 2.2, so that's 4.4 mic. Discharge is 220 kilo ohms, so it's about 700 milliseconds discharge, 18 seconds charge time, and a burst current of about 225 milliamps. So yeah, all good, all very reliable, very sturdy, and still very bright. So I might modify this circuit. This is still on 555s. I might write one. I want to stay analog. I think I'm going to get a dual 555, which is the 556, I think. I'm going to put a second circuit in, so when you pull the brake, it goes to a high frequency pulse width modulation to bring this on constantly. Well, I don't know. I've got some more lights coming. I'm putting here and here, so I might just make them come on with brake. I was going to have them on with the rear. I kind of figure I've got enough rear light now, so I think I'm just going to make these little marker lights. I'll put them in the number plate. They'll just come on with the brake along with the back light, turn into the brake light. I might just leave this strobing away as it is. It works very well. So anyway, yeah, that's the SMIDSY light fitted. It's just cable tied onto the rack. You can see there's some silicon, blob of silicon on it. Nothing fancy, but yeah, job done.